Welcome back everyone. I'm excited to report on the news that a new James Bond game is currently in development. It's going to be called Project 007 and it's been developed by the same makers of the Hitman series. And personally, I think they are the perfect fit for going ahead with leading the development of a new James Bond game, because they have similar kind of styles, that sneaky espionage style. And they've also proven themselves with the great Hitman games, so I think they are the perfect fit for a new James Bond game. And I'm always excited for a James Bond game. Obviously started way back when with GoldenEye, I think came out in 1997. That was the first true love when it came to gaming, and so always excited. Obviously there was Nightfire after that, classic game to play with the friends, and I didn't even mind Casino Royale, which came out I think on PS3 a little while later. So I'm excited for a new James Bond game, especially excited knowing who the developer is. So it is obviously being made in collaboration with the Bond movie studios, MGM and Eon Productions. And this is what the CEO of IO Interactive has said about Project 007. So he said, "It's true that once in a while the stars do align in our industry. Creating an original Bond game is a monumental undertaking, and I truly believe that IO Interactive, working closely with our creative partners at Eon and MGM, can deliver something extremely special for our players and communities. Our passionate team is excited to unleash their creativity into the iconic James Bond universe and craft the most ambitious game in the history of our studio." And also a statement from MGM saying, "James Bond has a strong legacy in the video game space with some of the most iconic games of all time based on the character. Working with our partners at Eon, the talented team at IO Interactive, we plan to bring a new take on this legendary franchise to gamers and Bond fans around the world. IO Interactive are masters of creating living, breathing worlds of immersive storytelling." So yeah, all exciting news, happy with those statements. I think it's interesting the emphasis on it being, I mean you can't read too much into it, obviously they're pretty fairly generic initial statements, just showing their excitement about producing this game. But it is interesting that they're going to be doing an original James Bond story as opposed to, I assumed it was going to be based on the movie that's going to be coming out, but no, I think they're deciding to do an original story, which is something I think I would prefer. I think I'm happy that they're going to be doing an original story as opposed to just basing it on one of the latest movies. So I think they'll be focusing, and rightly so, on the single player, making sure they get a good story out, because that's what most people are going to be buying the game for, is that single player story, playing through as James Bond. I imagine it'll play slightly differently to Hitman. They can't just copy and paste that style. There's a bit less of a sneak element to James Bond, I'd say. Obviously there's going to be plenty of parts of the game which are quite sneaky, and I haven't played too much Hitman, but from what I have played it is very reliant on being sneaky and quiet and stealthy. And I think James Bond will have a bit more elements or sections of the game which are a bit more loud, you know, those big scenes that you see in the movies. So I think there will be a slightly different style to it, but the sneaky element, I think they can just use a lot of what they had for Hitman. Hopefully they, you know, work on it and improve it where they can. But I think they can use that same kind of sneak mechanic for the sneaky elements of the James Bond game. But there's going to be also some bigger, louder, more expansive sections which they're going to have to just work on a different kind of style for. But that'd be, like I said, I haven't played too much Hitman, so I don't know if there is that kind of a part to those games. But it'd be interesting to see what they can do. I'm very excited for it. It'll also be interesting to see if there's any kind of multiplayer element to the game. I think it would be a bit tricky considering it's, I imagine, going to be in that third person style, and the multiplayer element I would be thinking of, which is probably unrealistic, would be having a GoldenEye-esque couch co-op 4-player. That'd be my dream, but I wouldn't want them to sacrifice a single player for accommodating something like that. It's probably just a throwback to the GoldenEye days. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are as well. I'm sure a lot of you, there's going to be plenty of James Bond fans, maybe people who have just played the games, the iconic games, the GoldenEyes, the Nightfires, who are looking forward to having another James Bond game out there. I think it's the perfect developer. I think they'll give it a really good go. I've got a good amount of confidence in them to produce a good game. And yeah, I'm excited about it. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it down below. And I just wanted to report on it and kind of gauge what other people are thinking about it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll leave you with a little bit of footage from GoldenEye Source, maybe a bit of nostalgia for you guys. And yeah, let me know what you think of if you like the video, give it a like, and let me know what you think of Project 007.